The greatest guy. Gary and I met Mickey quite a few years ago at Rubenall's, believe it or not, was our first time meeting Mickey. So then we saw him in his travels to the Army, Navy, Air Force Club at the jams. Also, he'd go to Arnie's jam parties. I know a few people probably know about Arnie's famous jam parties. So Mickey was a great guy. He just loved to go up and sing. And I remember him coming to Gary and I a couple of times and saying, I'm so nervous to go up. I don't want to screw it up. And you know what? So many people gave him so much encouragement just to keep going up. Just go up and sing. It didn't matter. If you were having fun, just go up and sing. So yeah, Mickey was a great guy. And you know what? We're really going to miss him. So rest in peace, Mickey.
Anyone else?
I miss Mike. My friend and my other friend is on their way. I wish he was here. He can talk about Mike because he can talk really of Mike and tell you a lot of good things about him. But I'm glad you're all here. I see a lot of familiar places. I met Mike at the Compass, if you all know what that is. Yes, and I remember, I think it was one of the first things he said to me, why do all these ladies have, wear your bare legs? Or how could you wear your bare legs? Because, as some of you know, sometimes I wear my maybe socks or boots and a skirt, and it's cold outside a little bit. I'm not cold, by the way. And you see a little bit of my legs, right? But I'm trying. Anyways, yeah, I do miss him. A lot of things I don't know a lot about Mike. I'm glad Toto's here. He's comforting me. I know that he's an entrepreneur. I know he's a very loving man. He spoke to a lot of people. And the last days I knew him, I spent time with him. I'm so glad I did. I go and sit beside him, a lot of times. A lot of times he'd be sitting on the table. And I would just go, Trish, are you here still? I would go and spend time with him. I'm so grateful I just spend time with him and sit with him and talk and just listen and just be quiet. Michael liked to eat too. I also know that the last days that I spent with him, I'd have a dessert or chocolate or crackers. He'd go, oh, can I have that? And he'd have it. The other thing I do know, he's an astrologer. My friend initially told me about that as well, but I'll let someone else speak. We have other things to do, but I really miss him. I know a lot of you do too. He was a great man. I was so grateful to have known him. So privileged to have known him and spent time with him. So yeah, wish it didn't happen. Who's next?
And it was actually next door, and he would go and sing his music from post-it notes. And I thought that was such a great thing to do that, and for him to go out, or anyone to go out and do that. So it's encouraging. So even if you have post-it notes, go and sing.
Hey everybody, I guess we all knew Michael or Mickey in our own way. My time with him was earlier, probably 91, 92 to about 2010, because we moved away after that. But anyway, yes, he loved his food and he loved to celebrate and he loved music, and you didn't forget Michael when you met him. He was unique, he was a special soul, and I miss him. So yeah, and thank you for doing this, Alice and Carolyn, and I guess his cousin, and whoever else participated, because it's nice, he deserves a nice thing. Anyway, I'm getting emotional, so who's next?
I met Mickey here at the jam, and I had come on my own, and after I met him, because Mickey was always very good at talking to strangers, chatting to people that didn't know. And so I knew after that that if I came here and I didn't have anyone to sit with, I could always sit with him. So which was great. We started chatting a bit, and because Mickey and I are both Tauruses, and we talked about that, and we both grew up here. And through conversations, we've discovered that he and I went to all the same schools. And so we both went to Canoli, we both went to Queen Elizabeth, we both went to Port Credit, although a few years apart. He's a little older than me. But he grew up in an area close to where I grew up. And I had a paper route that went through that area. And I walked to school through that area. And I had remembered certain things about certain people in that neighborhood. And I was able to ask Mickey, and he was able to answer questions, because I remember hearing horses walking on my way to school down Douglas Drive, and so I was able to ask him, like, were there horses? He said, yes, there were horses. That was a doctor, and he had a barn behind his house, and there were horses in it. So it was just so, I love the fact that I found somebody who could validate these weird memories I had from my childhood about the neighborhood and the area I grew up in, and we kind of bonded over that. We're kindred spirits in that way. So yeah, that's my favorite memory of Mickey.
So what's really nice is there's people from his life as he got older, and there's like some of us that knew him over 30-something years. So I knew Michael well over 30 years, and I actually met him at the Unity Church. So there was a whole group of us that used to get together, and my lovely friend Kim over there and Martin over here, and we'd have our Taurus parties, and we were like either Tauruses or Aquariuses or Cancers, and all of our offspring were kind of the same. So we would get together and have these wonderful parties, a lot of time at Martin's house, where we drank a lot of wine and had a lot of fun together. So Michael and I, we knew each other for a really, really long time, and both being Tauruses, strong-willed, we could have some wicked fights. We could really disagree on stuff, and but always, we would always come back and say, I love you, because it didn't matter, we always loved each other. So Michael, I always loved Michael, and I love him today. He was extremely interesting, and I just love interesting people. I remember we used to have astrology, conversations. We would really talk about everything. So I know when he started singing at the Legion that was like a really big thing for him, and all the wonderful people that he's met. So I'm just really glad everybody's here, because he was a special guy, and he had such a caring. He really cared about people, and he was very, very loyal. So I was glad to have him as my friend for decades. long time. Yeah, okay. So who's next?
Hi everybody, my name is John, and I met Michael around 2000, about 24 years ago. About the same time I met Alice, and thank you for arranging this today, Alice. And when I first saw the posting that Alice put up about Michael's passing, I was really sad and really shocked. And I knew him well for about a 10-year period, and I mean, after you know somebody well, you kind of continue to know them for the rest of your life. And I met him when I was going through a major change in my life. My entire old life was ending and a new life was beginning, and I used to get together with a group of people, and I always felt safe with Michael. I was a person who, on the outside, looked like I was really comfortable in social groups and that, but I wasn't at all. And I would gravitate towards Michael whenever I got together with these people. And sometimes we didn't even talk. I just felt comfortable standing beside him. And so I really felt sad, and I wasn't, I know, I actually not sure his exact age, 75, I think. Yeah. But it seemed like he was 20 to me, and I wasn't expecting to see that. And I had this strong pull to be here today, and I'm really glad I am, because hearing you all talk just kind of affirms everything that I know about Michael, and I can tell the comfort that everybody has Schulen when they're talking about him. And so I'm glad to be here today and to meet the group of people that have been important to Michael and vice versa in his life. So thank you.
House karaoke. That's how I also know Mickey. We were trying to figure out when we first met Mickey because we attended karaoke for years, long before we became hosts. I feel like Mickey's been a part of that life forever. I don't even know how long it's been. But when some of you were sharing about him getting up and singing and him being so nervous about it all the time, he always was like that. Oh, I hope we don't wreck this song. And then he would get up there and he would sing it, and everybody would be like, woo, and supportive of him, and he did really great. He'd come off and go, I think it was a little low. He was always second guess. He didn't have the confidence in that. I wish he could see himself the way we saw him. That's what I wish. But he was a big part of that life, and like you said, he was a safe person. He was always, every time I came, you gravitated to him too, because he always had something new to tell me. Some story, something that would make me laugh, something that would make me smile. He was always that guy. So we're going to miss that. Come in here and I'll look where he always sat, and I'll miss that he isn't there. But all of your stories from him from the past till now are just a wonderful statement of what a great, wonderful, interesting person he was. Thank you.
Mickey probably, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago. Met him here, was very impressed the way he sung Johnny Cash and that. And remember one time I gave him a ride because the car was broken, and my son was going to folk dancing lessons, and of course Mickey was talking all about when he lived out west and familiar with all that business. And I remember one time we spent New Year's here, and he was sitting with me, and I just, so impressed. He was never shy on words. He always had something good to say, something interesting. He had a varied knowledge about everything, and I helped him with his car once and sent him to a guy, and probably 3 times he came up to me, goes, oh Mike, thanks so much for setting me up with that guy. And I always thought, oh, I'm gonna see him one more time, and it's just, you never really think that that's the last time when you talk to him. And I think the last time I was here, I was babysitting someone's dog, so I was on the patio. I didn't even get to go in and say hi to him, and I don't know if I've seen him since, but the guy always looked the same. Didn't look like there's any, end in sight, and I guess we all have it coming sooner or later, but we're all gonna miss him, and he was just a great guy and heart of gold.
Hi, my name is Barry, and this is Toto. He's a certified service dog. We met Michael about a year ago at the Compass, and he was very fond of Toto. He just loved Toto. We were out with him just on New Year's Eve, where, and I'm sure if you know, I hear the train a coming, it's going around the bend, I'm sure you know what that means. He was quite fond of Johnny Cash. And we actually did the karaoke at one of the local bars on the ATV. I'm not going to bore you, but yeah, we had a very fond of Michael. Didn't know him that well, but I'm glad to hear everybody had all good things to say. Okay.